All right, welcome. In this explainer, we're going to move past just fiddling with software settings. We're diving deep into how to tackle radio frequency interference using physical and architectural strategies. You know, the real-world stuff.
Now, this is part 7 of a big 20-part series, all based on that super detailed report from the RFI detectives over at Virtualization Options LLC. Today, we're digging into Chapter 7. For all you wireless technicians out there, this is where theory really hits the pavement. Okay, let's dive in.
So, here's the game plan. We'll quickly talk about why we need to go beyond the basics. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of physical mitigation strategies and why ongoing management is so important. And we'll wrap it all up by looking at your network as a living, breathing thing.
All right, let's set the scene. You've done everything by the book, right? You've optimized your channels, you've managed power levels, all the stuff we covered back in Chapter 6. But you're still dealing with those frustrating interference issues. So what's the next move? And that right there, that's the big question this chapter answers. When you've maxed out what the software can do for you, where do you turn? Well, it's time to shift our focus. We're moving away from just the logical configuration, the software side, and we're going to start looking at the physical world, the actual environment and the architecture of your network.
Okay, let's get into our first set of real solutions. We're talking about how the physical world, the room, the building, everything in it, directly impacts your wireless performance. This is all about getting hands-on with the environment.
So what is physical mitigation? It sounds kind of fancy, but it's really pretty simple. It just means being smart about where you put your wireless gear and paying attention to what's around it. I know it might sound basic, but trust me, strategic placement is one of the most powerful tools you have to fight RFI.
The report breaks this down into a really clear 3-step approach. First, strategic positioning of your access points. Second, you've got to actively identify and avoid those known sources of interference. And third, optimizing your signal paths by making sure you have the cleanest possible line of sight. And just think about how common this stuff is. That microwave in the break room, it's a killer. An old cordless phone system, large metal filing cabinets, they can all wreak havoc on your signal. Simply moving your APs and critical devices away from these things can make a huge, measurable difference. But here's the thing, physical placement is just the start. If you want sustained long-term performance, it takes a fundamental shift in your mindset, from a set-it-and-forget-it approach to continuous, active network management.
This right here is the core principle of the entire chapter. The RF environment, user demands, the kinds of devices people are using, it's all constantly changing. So your management approach absolutely has to be adaptive to keep up with it all.
So how do you stay adaptive? Well, you track the data. Monitoring these key metrics gives you the hard numbers you need to proactively manage the health of your network. We're talking about identifying problems before your users even know they exist.
And the power of modern enterprise management systems is just how much they change the game. I mean, look at the difference. You go from manual troubleshooting and guesswork to getting automated alerts and seeing everything on performance dashboards. You stop being reactive and you start making data-driven, adaptive changes. It makes the network fundamentally more reliable. So, let's tie this all together. What's the single most important takeaway from this whole chapter on physical and architectural solutions?
It really comes down to this quote right here. RFI mitigation isn't a one-time task you can just check off a list. It's an ongoing process. It's about monitoring, analyzing, and adapting to that ever-changing wireless environment.
And that leaves us with this final thought. As the wireless landscape gets even more crowded, with new devices and new technologies popping up all the time, having a robust physical and architectural strategy isn't just a best practice anymore. It's what will ultimately keep your network reliable, performant, and ready for whatever comes next.